Welcome, everybody.
All the games at Compass right now are free for 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. It's over.
Sorry, folks. Welcome, everybody, to the show. Thank you for joining us. Joining me is our illustrious co-host and fellow traveler, Dan, the Dan Noodles Man, the Heartland Snyder of Wargaming. And our special guest tonight is Mr. Bill Thomas from...
Oh, how you doing?
Yay
for me.
You're in... What is the exact town you're in Connecticut, Bill?
Connecticut.
Connecticut. I mean, where is the office, right? I'm not asking where you're based.
Oh, I'm in Cromwell, where I live.
Okay. So, yeah.
But the office is in Hartford.
Okay, Hartford, which is pretty big. If you fly, you'll probably fly to Compass Expo. You'll probably fly into Hartford unless you'd like a lengthy drive. So,
well, no, Hartford only has, if I recall, like 350,000 people living in it.
Yeah, it's not that
the capital.
It's not that smaller than Columbus, I believe. Thinking about it, I think Columbus has like 750,000. Anyway. So thanks for joining us. So we're going to talk, about Compass Games stuff tonight, and I guess I'll open with, I got a little bit of a hunch on your own tastes, Bill. You like games you can solitaire and games about World War I and maybe a few other topics. What upcoming Compass title are you most excited about that's going to release in the next, say, 2 or 3 months?
Well, if we go like 4 or 5 months, I could give you a lot of exciting titles. So do you want me to do that?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay. Iron Armor.
Long anticipated from designer Bruce
which
Maxwell.
Is a great game.
Yeah, I don't want to talk to Bruce about it, because if I talk to Bruce about it, he'll get me so excited that I will need to buy it.
Yes.
Because that's how conversations with Bruce go.
What's the other ones? Well, Silent War is coming out now, but Burning Banners.
Edition, right? Second edition?
Yes. And no, there's no update kits because everything has changed. Every component is different. Okay, it's more than just an update. It's more than just a reprint. They made a lot of changes and just made it better than they took 15 years of, because that was our first release.
Was it? I knew it was early. I didn't know necessarily.
No, that and Bitter End was our first release back in 2006 or something.
Okay, I remember Bitter End. That looks. I've heard that's very good, but I have yet to play it. So,
yeah. So, Burning Banners. Okay, we got it's a great game. Lightning Strikes. What other one? Hitler's Last Gamble. We've got a lot of good ones coming up.
Yeah, I had a conversation with Danny Parker about that. He might be at Compass Expo too. Thinking about it, that would be awesome if he was, because I will be there and I'll get to meet him in person. I've talked to him on the internet a couple of times. So and I'm pretty excited about that. And if you're into Bulge games, that's going to be a classic. And it reflects also Danny's additional decades of research.
Oh my God, it's unbelievable.
So
the detail in this game is incredible. And then we have Jutland. We have so many good games. We have more Greg Smith solitaire games coming up. I'll tell you, we have a lot of games coming up.
Greg by himself has a lot of games coming up. So
yes, he does.
That's Greg. I'll bring 47 I think he literally had like 22 prototypes in last November. Something like I sat there and counted them, and I forget what the number was, but it was something like 22 different prototypes.
Greg.
I mean, like full playtest kit, not like a napkin with some stuff scribbled on it, right? So boxes that he made. I mean, he is a one-man production line right there.
That's incredible. Bill, how do you get these guys, and how do you motivate these people to say, "Hey, let's go"?
How should I say? You motivate
tasers.
Yeah. No, what happens is the beauty of it is these people are invested in the project. Okay, it's not like me saying, "Oh, I want a game on this topic." Because remember, in the old SPI game, they would come up with a topic and say, we have to design a game around it. Okay. These people spend years working on these games. So I don't tell them what to do. Okay. It's what they like to do. So if they're invested and they want to do something, okay. So we try to motivate them. But again, everybody has their own jobs, full-time jobs. They're doing their own thing. So what motivates them is they have been doing these things for years, some of these guys. Danny Parker on Hitler's Last Gamble has been, my God, has to be 8 years I've been talking to him. And it's been under contract. Jutlin, which we're doing with Jack Green. There's another one. Lightning Strikes, which is a big monster game that could be a little bit like Whiff and Blitz.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah. That's the one.
It takes it from World War I through the inner years to World War II and then beyond, all in one game. And we spoke to him. Oh my God, that's been 9 years ago that he's been working on the game. Okay, so motivation is, you really don't motivate them. They have to be motivated. And that's why some games take longer than others, is because real life happens. We think we're going to get it, they're going to hand it in, and then they have family issues, just regular life issues. Well, they'll drop off for 6-7 months at a time.
And it's funny, Bill, because I get you 1,000,000%. You're a businessman, and it takes, like you said, 8 years sometimes to make a game. Okay, and Artie knows this too. The amount of energy
I'm about to find out.
The amount of energy that it takes to make a game is ridiculous. Okay, I guess I don't know. The normal layperson might not know this, but I don't understand how they not know this. And when people bicker, or I want to say bitch, about errata, this and this and that, it would freak me out, Bill. It would freak me out, and I would go out screaming, "What the hell's the matter with you? It took this guy 7 years to make this goddamn game." So
yeah, but what you don't understand is then what happens is, so he works on it for a long time, and he has his play test group, okay, because they all have their own little play test groups, okay. So when he said when they say it's moving along, then it goes to a bigger play test group, then it goes to our development team, and then you're asking questions about something this guy has been devoted to for years. I mean,
that's insane.
And it's unbelievable. You're questioning him, like saying, "Well, this isn't right." and the guy has like thousands of hours in, and you're coming in with like reviewers and proofers. And the amazing thing is how nice they are. They take it for what it is. Okay, they all like the help, and I never had a designer who got offensive or defensive.
Well, you guys are gentlemen designers, man.
Yeah, because the designers say, "Hey, I just want the game to be improved," so they take it for what it is. I never had a designer like yell and say, "I'm not making that change," or something like that. So it is a long process.
Is that maybe in terms of designers taking the feedback in stride, which I think we can all agree is probably healthy and good. Is that a function, do you think, of the designers in our hobby largely? I know there's a couple exceptions, like 14-year-old David Thompson, for example, being generally older folks who have, been around a while and have had time to kind of have context in their lives, and they've seen some actual bullshit, and so they're able to just say, "Okay, well, so and so didn't like it. Let's think about that. Can we make it better?" Is that a factor, do you think, in terms of the sort of the generational effect of the kinds of folks designing war games today?
I don't know.
Who's the youngest designer? Just to look at them, or you think, I don't need a calendar dates here. Who's the youngest designer you've got that's done something with guns?
Well, I would have to be. We've got some designers who are in their 30s. Now, I don't know how that's young to like Dan and you, but it's like my age. Okay.
So,
but yeah, what I think is young is like 18-year-olds, because that's more my age group.
Yeah.
Okay. But we have the guy who does Lightning Strikes. Okay, he can't be more than.
He's probably 35. I'd say he's about 35.
Yeah, Dan Bullock is young. We have a lot of we have a lot of young guys, but the old guys, I just think, are just so they don't do it for the obviously you don't do it for the money.
Oh, clearly not.
They do it because this has been a passion of theirs for 30 years.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and they just want to see it out.
I mean, I can understand. I find that to be completely believable, right? Is Lightning Strikes up for pre-order yet?
No.
Okay. I know we saw it last year, and I'm like, wow, this is that's an incredibly ambitious project. No wonder it's taken them 9 years to get it close to completion.
Yeah,
I don't think I don't think I'm aware of anybody attempting a project with that kind of scope.
9 years, man.
Yeah, but it's like World War I, the time between the wars, World War II, and then whatever happens after World War II. I mean,
who's the designer?
Dave
Whitaker?
LaCour. Dave LaCour.
Yeah.
He did Blitz.
Mm-hmm.
He did our game Blitz that sold out, which was a easier whiff game.
Yeah, more or less.
Okay. Yeah.
So Bill, you being the big guy at Compass, when do you stick your nose in a design and say yes or no?
Oh, the minute I hear about it. The minute somebody comes to me and says, I got a design, okay, I make up my mind within 5 minutes if I'm going to do it or not.
Okay, so it's not like
if it's about World War I, the answer is yes.
Well, World War I strategic.
Saying.
I'm not a tactical guy. I hate tactical games.
So many World War I games that you have published, Bill.
And they all sell out.
Yeah.
Know the whole concept. Well, a company can't have more than one game on the same topic with the same, level.
ASPI wasn't like that. They had the same. They kept coming back to the same topics over and over again for certain topics.
Yeah, so we probably did 5 strategic World War I games.
Yeah, something
like that. Out.
Yeah, so I guess you want some more.
Yeah, I want some more.
So, Bill, they do all sell out. I know they sell out, and they sell out fast. The thing is that if I can ask you this, if you can, you don't have to answer. What's a regular print run for a game?
Okay, it all depends. Okay, we have had print runs of 1250, and then we go up to 3,000-4,000,
which is a respectable number.
And why it's those numbers is because in America it used to be a lot different. Okay, in America, because of cost wise, now I can go with small print runs in China, and I could do the cost differential is so cheap that it helps on warehouse space. It helps on me selling out. So I've been back to the till, on some of these games 3-4 times already.
Have you, Agray Day asked, do you have a print run target for Burning Banners yet?
Burning Banners, that's going to be up around the 3,000 to 5,000, depending on what we decide at the end of the day. But my point is, it doesn't matter to me, because how it's happening now is I'll be selling out. You look at Western Front Ace.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we did a respectable print run on that. Okay, I already have the reprint happening as we speak. Okay, with China. Okay, so they're already producing more already, and the cost differential is negligible. Okay, if I did 5,000, okay, on an upfront print run, okay, it'd be X cost for those 5,000. I can do 2 and 3, or 3 and 2, or 5 of 1, okay, and I might lose maybe $1 a game because of cost differential. So it makes no sense for me to do large print runs.
I was just about to ask you that. You just answered it. Okay, good.
Now in America, everything's volume driven, and the costs are so expensive. And I'm sad to say I'm made in USA guy, but Jesus, the quality is so much better. And hit me on the head.
In the States, you're talking about?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's hard to even find people to do that kind of work to print games with punch counters, boards, whatever.
Oh, the mounted boards are like mounted boards. We tried to do it in the United States.
Mhm.
Oh my God, you couldn't even get anybody to do it. And then they're saying, okay, we're going to charge you like $25 a mounted board.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
no, look, I don't like going to China. Okay, but unfortunately, because of the economics of the industry and stuff like this, and everybody else was going to China, we do stuff in America still. Okay, we still do some maps and counters. I don't do it all in China.
I mean, look, is there a problem with doing it all in China? You're a businessman, so business is business, right?
No, and here's what the consumer demands it. You know what I'm saying? The consumer out there demands that I go to China because I can't get quality boards. I can't get quality counters, thickness of counters. I can't get it as cheap as I can get in China. And people will only pay so much for the game.
So why do you seem verklempt about something like that, man? Then just do it all in China.
Well, we'd always, we're here in America. We'd all prefer all this stuff happening in America,
absolutely.
right?
But I
But
mean,
the economics of it is what the economics of it is.
And that's it. I mean, what are you going
do?
to pay? $25 a board or $5 a board?
No,
really?
right.
No, I know. And my point is we tried paper maps, and even the paper map quality is far better. And look, it's just sad is all I'm saying. Is America's, look, there's no doubt America's the great, and I know you're from Canada, okay, but America's the greatest country in the world, and we could debate that. But at the end of the day, I'm American-centric. There's no better country than America. And if you don't believe that, then you should be living in here.
Unless you want weed, in which case go to Canada or the Netherlands. But
yeah, Canada, we could have took over, but we said, we don't even want them.
Well, but Bill, hold on a second. Hold on a second.
We seized Montreal and then we ran away.
Hold on a second.
And we got to Quebec, but it was too cold.
Yeah.
You tried in 1812 and it didn't work. Okay? That's all.
What do you mean
This
we
is a great
tried?
question, actually.
Yes.
What game ended up selling way more than you thought it would?
What game, Bill? Oh, I'll tell you. Brotherhood of Unity.
Oh, okay.
Because it was Brotherhood and Unity, it was a Serbian game. It was 3-player. Oh my God. We've reprinted that twice, 3 times maybe already.
Really?
Yeah, that is just that I
really
would have
good.
never guessed.
Really good. I mean, that helps.
Man, I remember when that war was happening, man. It was heartbreaking.
Well, yeah, that's why. I mean, it's a scary topic, right? I mean, that's
absolutely.
Props to the designer for designing a game on that. A very sensitive topic, and props to Bill for publishing it. So, and it did I'm glad to hear that it did very well.
Bill,
it's great and deserves to have done very well.
Artie, that's a good thing you say. Now, Bill, is there any game subject you're not going to go into?
Not that I've never turned down a game because of a subject.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Because my thing is, it's a game. It's not.
I understand.
It's just a game. You play and then my point is, if you don't like it, don't play it. I'm not telling you to buy the game.
I was talking to Dan Verson, and Dan Verson got flack for Rommel leader or something. What's it called, Artie?
Field Commander Rommel.
Field Commander Rommel, because he had the Totenkopf SS chits in there.
I didn't notice that, but I thought the flack was because the game's not that good. So,
well, regardless of that, I mean,
I have that game.
He told me he took flack because he had that SS.
Remember, we live in a conversational environment. By that I mean the internet, in which bitching is magnified. Right? People complaining.
Because it's anonymous.
people.
Because it's anonymous.
Well, that's part of it, but I mean, a lot of stuff can get blown totally out of proportion. So we've seen that. We saw it with the Carrie Anderson Armageddon thing as well. Because I went and looked at that, and I'm like, wait a minute. The original statement that somebody made on this was like incredibly mild, and then a bunch of people went off in a bunch of different directions, and everybody got super agitated about it. I'm like, why is everybody so upset? For whatever reason. But the point is,
religion into it. It's over.
I don't think that was it. I mean, that might be a particularly sensitive topic, but the point is, we got people that will complain about friggin' anything. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but religion. I mean, come on.
It might have been faster, but I mean, I don't know.
Look, anyway. We did a game on 2040.
Yeah,
if you see, 2040 is a very You could say that that's a interesting topic.
It's a politically combustible, or at least it looks like it is politically combustible on the.
Artie, what's 2040? Is that like 420?
2040, an American Insurrection. It's a coin-inspired game by the designer. Bill can say the designer's name. I forget the designer's name. That you guys published about 6 months ago, maybe something like that. And some people. I found the criticism of it to be generally very mild. But then people reacted to that on what are you talking about?
I don't understand this criticism. Either you like it or you don't like it.
Well, right. I mean,
and that's here's always been my philosophy, whether right is wrong as a publisher, is you don't like it, don't buy it. I'm not forcing you to buy anything.
Don't buy the bloody game.
Okay, if you don't like it, then don't buy it.
Jeez.
If I looked at it and said, this is topically something I don't want to do, and Armageddon was the same way, and I just didn't. And you haven't really heard me say much other than maybe that they're just I'm not interested in.
But the good thing is I don't like you anyways.
Well, that's fine. No,
so it doesn't matter if you don't buy these games.
I got a call from my mom and said she hates me just the other day. So even she doesn't like me.
You know, that 2040, I thought it was 420, like the weed day or something. I don't know what that was.
Yeah. But anyway. I don't want to get into the specific political context that's built into 2040, though, because I haven't actually read the game's rules. I think it would be inappropriate for me to try and conduct that kind of conversation about it. So I'm not going to.
Point. I don't care if you don't like it. Okay, no offense.
Nobody likes everything.
That's right, Bill.
I don't care. Look, if you don't like my game, okay, I don't really look. I don't like that. You don't look. I'm a business guy.
I'm not going to like everything.
But reality is, you don't like it. You don't like it. And that might sound harsh.
And that's it.
But my problem is, you cannot like the game. I understand that. Okay, but my problem goes further because my problem is don't throw hypocrisy.
That's right.
Into everything. Don't say, here's what I don't like. Okay. That's correct. Here's what I don't like. I don't like how every game, if I have a page of errata, okay, and I'll go here because if I got a page of errata, where our games are undeveloped. Okay? Undeveloped. Even though they're not broken. Okay, I've never seen anybody ever use the word broken. Okay? It's undeveloped.
Jesus Christ.
Okay? When other companies, and look, good for them, okay, but don't give me this shit about hypocrisy. Okay? When other companies have pages, errata is just something that's nature of the wargaming industry.
It is endemic to the form.
Okay, but never have I heard anybody say XYZ company is undeveloped.
Because they undeveloped the game.
I actually have heard that from a major force in the industry, but that was bullshit too. So that one I can the game is Mr. President. People are saying that about Mr. President on some bulletin board.
What did they say?
I'm playing this thing. You're full of shit.
What are they saying?
This is something like it's not. They can't believe it that they charged this much for it and it took this long and it's undeveloped and unplayable. The word unplayable was thrown around. What I'm saying is it does the relative quality or rate of errata or whatever bill that you have to put up with is immaterial. somebody was going to find something to complain about, regardless of what you did.
But
Absolutely.
I have no problem when you complain about it. I have a problem that you make it a life mission.
Yes.
What freaking life do you have? Okay.
I assume that
about if your whole life is predicated on and look, okay.
I assume those people have no serious problems going on in their lives.
It's just unbelievable. That's my issue. But here's what I always say. See, what they don't understand is all their bitching actually helps us. See, that's what.
Well, to a certain point.
No, but I'm saying negative press.
Yeah, but you can like look at the games and see, this is a good game, and this is a good game, and this is a good game. So all those people who are saying their stuff's all bullshit and are full of it. So
no, but if you're saying it at every step, okay, if you're really if you're really quote a compass hater, okay, those people, are people look at them and say, my God, when you're really killing yourself because you're hating everything, and people are wise to that.
I think most people are. Those people's voices tend to not. They'll tend to say something and then drop it because that's the normal thing to do, instead of going on and on and on and on and on and on and on.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Like I said,
there's T-shirts. I'm a compass hater.
Bill, you put it perfectly. They got nothing better to do. I mean, if there's a complaint, make the complaint and then move on. Right?
Here's what I get. Here's the funny thing. Now we've been sending out, errata counters for what, 5, 6, 7 years, for free.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we send out like 5 or 6 in the last 3 years of errata counters. Okay, they're free. We don't ask payment. Okay, so the other month I'm reading something, and it says, this other company, is saying, we're going to provide errata counters, but you have to spend $3 to purchase them. And this guy goes on, oh my God, this is why these are the leaders, and they're the people that head above shoulders over everybody else. These are the trendsetters. Why can't other people do that? And
I had the exact same reaction. I'm like,
you mean
what?
To pay for errata? To pay for errata.
Errata counters specifically.
Errata counters.
That's trend.
Rules errata is easy to fix. You put it out on the internet.
And that's what I always say, yes.
Yeah.
But errata counters, if you remember, the gamers did this years ago.
Mm-hmm.
The gamers, where they had a errata counter but I don't even think they paid for it because I don't remember paying for that.
I think they gave them away, actually. It was like a half sheet, like once a year, or a quarter sheet.
But yeah, they're trendsetters, and why can't places like Compass and other companies do that? I felt like saying we've been doing it, But when we do it,
I had exactly
here's the issue.
reaction.
When we do it, it's, ridiculous. You shouldn't have them in the first place. Okay? Why isn't anybody goddamn proof in this shit? Okay? But when they do it, this is great. So, hey, know what I say? Look, I don't like errata. Okay? Nobody does. But here's what I say. In this environment, it was different back in the 80s when you had to send an envelope.
Self-addressed stamped envelope.
To try to get things. Now it's
no answer. Yes, no answer.
Yes. And now it's simultaneously. You get it right from the designer like a month or two, like a day later.
Or you could think outside the box and just look up Gary Gygax's phone number in the Wisconsin phone book and just call him.
Well,
get a 2-hour rules explanation from him.
So no, it's a fun hobby. We enjoy doing what we're doing. So.
Yes.
And nobody's taking, and the beauty is nobody's taking the fun out of it from me.
And Bill, you being in business for a long time, having different businesses, why would you want to go into a game company type thing, knowing that it's a smaller type niche and you're going to get bitched at?
Well, here's why. Okay, because I liked it.
Okay.
And you want to know something? It's a fun thing. It's like I said many times, Compass would not be here today in the degree it is if it wasn't for Billy, my son, getting into the company.
Seriously.
John
Oh, yeah.
C. from the sunny Philippines is being very insistent that we get an answer to the pressing question of, do we have somewhere in the Compass Games production schedule a deluxe designer signature edition of Jim Dunnigan's timeless classic Up Against the Wall, Motherfucker?
I'm going to say no.
Okay, you got to talk to Dunnigan about that. He's a hard man to reach. So,
but yeah, so that's no, because Billy, if it was just me, why do I need another? I don't need this. I wouldn't build a company that went from nothing to where we are today 5 years later. Look, we've been around, but it was a hobby. You did 1 or 2 games a year. It was just for fun. It wasn't really a hobby. And then when Bill decided he graduated college, said he wanted to work, then it became an issue where now I got to build him something. Okay, so that's why we ramped up. Had nothing to do with me because I don't need this. I'll be dead in 10 years. What the hell do I need it for?
What are you talking about, man? Bill, hold on a second. Okay, I had this because you love war games, and no one does.
Yes.
No one does this to get rich. Now, being in business, okay, no one does this to get rich, but they do this to make a living.
they do it
And
to
if
get
you
poor.
don't make a living, but if you don't make a living, if you're always in the black or in the red, what is it, Bill? In the black or red?
Red is bad, black is good.
Black
Okay,
is good.
so if you're always in the red, then why the hell are you doing it? Type thing. You know what I mean? Whether you love it or not. I mean, is that the case with you?
Oh, well, the case is I never would do anything if I wasn't making money.
Okay. Well,
Okay, that's a businessman's first.
Absolutely.
Okay. And remember, this is a cottage industry. Okay. And like I said, the funny thing is we don't have a pre-order number. Okay, we don't have a pre-order number where we have to get so many pre-orders to print a game. Okay, we don't have that number. We take pre-orders, but we don't have a number. I've released games that have 100 pre-orders.
Really?
Yeah, and they've sold well. And some haven't, but you want to know something? It's all about, look, if you're a business guy, you can manage cash flow. Okay, and like I always say, we don't believe in, we're not your typical war game company in that we don't, like I say, we don't determine a pre-order number. Okay, the games now, we've got about 13, 14 games in the warehouse totally done. And when I mean totally done, shrink wrapped, ready to go.
No shit.
Yeah, we have a pipeline where, because if anything happens to my pipeline, okay, we were during COVID, we were sending games out exactly like we were today because we had them all in the pipe, we had them all in the warehouse.
And it's funny, Bill, because John Krantz, God, that guy's amazing. John Krantz, he told me that if anything happens to Compass, or meaning that if anything happens to the something happens, we have a nuclear destruction, Bill has enough games for 1 year, easy to put out.
Yes.
And that blew my mind. How do you do something like that? Like,
that's a good question, because nobody else is doing anything like that.
Like, how do you do that? How do you
the traditional methodology since the mid 80s, when the tax laws changed, has been to warehouse as little as possible.
Yeah.
So I don't know what you're willing to say and what you're not, Bill, but how are you making that work?
Well, no, it has nothing to do with tax laws.
Okay.
It has nothing to do with tax laws. It has to do with it's a cash flow issue. It all comes down to cash flow. Mm-hmm. Okay. Is that if you have the cash flow to do it, okay, you can pay your vendor. Look, all our games are paid. Mm-hmm. We don't even take terms. Okay. When we're doing China, they're paid before they ship out of China. Every game is paid fully way before it ships. Okay. So we don't even, and they offer terms like 60, 90 days after it hits the port.
Typical.
Okay. But we don't even use that because it's all the tax laws. Yeah. There's some states that have tax on warehousing. Okay. But a federal government, okay, it's all cost of it's all work in progress. So yeah, I'm not getting a tax write-off for it, okay, but I'm not getting penalized for it, okay, because what I do, and that's why when people see, okay, is we still are playing the games, okay, as we have them in-house, okay, so it's not like we're sitting on a game that's there for 6 months and not doing anything with it, okay, we're still, okay, and that's why what you find is you'll get a game from us that has, because what will happen is if we find a mistake or something that we think is major, okay, we will actually open up the boxes. Now remember, they're all shrink wrapped.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll actually open them up and we'll put a piece of paper in for clarification so people can play right out of the box. Or we've had issues, and Bill here, we've had issues where we've redone. So our development is really interesting because it doesn't stop when those games come in. We actually reprint new rule books if we have to, okay, and open up all the boxes and put them in. Yeah. So we have that ability to do that, and so it makes our games better.
But Bill,
Yes.
that being in the warehouse, let's say a year's worth of inventory, that's dormant money, isn't it?
Yeah. But it doesn't matter to me. Because
if you think about it, it's you know, it's the same number of dollars.
Matters to me. Yes. My philosophy is consistency. It's all about consistent production, meaning I like to release something every month, maybe 1 or 2 items every month. Okay. And my thing is I would oversaturate my marketplace if I dumped 18 games on the market tomorrow. Okay. I'm oversaturating the marketplace in my mind.
And what's in a business sense, what's wrong with that?
And they're all by Gregory M. Smith.
Oh, because what's wrong with that is people only have so much money to spend. Okay, if I'm a war gamer and I have $100 to spend a month, okay, I'm making that decision on a monthly basis. Okay, and I see Compass come out with 18 games tomorrow. Okay, I still only have a budget of $100. So I'm going to pick and choose which game I'm still only have that $100. Okay. So my point is I spread it out because I find that spreading it out, I don't saturate the marketplace. Okay. And dormant money, look, people say dormant money up until inflation or Bidenomics, okay, 2-3 years ago, dormant money was earning what, 2.5% on conservative money. Okay. So what am I really putting on the line? 2.5% when I think that if I spread it out, I'm going to make more in sales. So that's my philosophy.
It makes a lot of sense. I'm not really Mr. Business, but I mean, there's definitely logic there.
Yeah, but there's a human aspect to that, Bill, and it's not in the business. What am I trying to say, Artie? Because business and humanism doesn't come together. Make as much money as you can. And for some reason, Bill, you got that human aspect where you understand the human being spending $100 a month, and you're going to work with it, making money or not.
You know, the business world, and Bill will know this, the business world has a lot of ideas floating around in it that in some cases, the people involved, and in many cases, their decision makers are taking these things on faith. And it doesn't take an incredible feats of logic to prove that they're dumb, right? So if you're going against the conventional wisdom as to how this stuff operates and it's working, who cares?
Yeah, and look, my thing has always been, okay, I've run, like I said, I've run companies, different types of companies. I'm involved in like 4 different companies now on top of Compass. Okay, and all of them are different. Okay, so this is one I'm able to set up a system that works for us.
Mm-hmm. What is up with Roma Victrix? I remember it being on pre-order.
There's a beauty. Here's exactly what I'm saying. Okay, of course, this goes against everything people say about us, but okay. But Roma Vixa was in the warehouse. Done. Completely done. We have our copies stacked up in the warehouse. Okay. And Billy decides to take a look at it again. Okay, because that again is another avenue where we have the ability to check things and do things. Okay. Okay. So Billy comes to me and says, "Hey, Dad, something's not making sense to me on this game. Okay, there's some issues." Okay. And what happened was, okay, the counters, there weren't enough, even though it had 7 counter sheets, okay, and it had been through development, play testing, stuff like that. Okay, he said, "Hey, Dad, I think if we do it, it works with these counter sheets, but I think if we add some stuff, if we add another counter sheet or two, or if we add another counter sheet, it's going to help, okay, it's just the overall game. It's not that the game couldn't be played before, but this is just expand." And I go, "Well, I don't know if I want to do that." Okay, because it was up on the schedule to be right next. It was on the schedule because what we do is we like to do the 6 upcoming games. Okay, we've tried to stick to that schedule. It was ready to be released. Okay, then he talked to the designer, and the designer goes, "Oh yeah, I wanted to add some stuff that we play tested but never got in the final." So we pulled back the game. Okay, now think about this. It's all done. It was a 2-inch box, I think. Now it's going to be a 3-inch box. We added I think, how many pages of rules? Maybe 5, 6? Yeah. 6 more pages of rules, 2 counter sheets, a couple more charts. So the game got added to, not redeveloped. Okay, it got added to. So that is that's it.
So it's coming soon is what I'm taking away.
Yeah, so what we had to do is we had to order it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And we had to order it, and that takes time, and then we have to reopen all the boxes, put it in. So it got postponed. But it got postponed for a better product.
So Bill,
first time designer too, as I recall.
Yes, Caligo, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Bill, where does because Billy seems a huge factor in Compass Games. Where does he get his expertise? He's quite young.
No, here's where he gets his expertise. Okay, we have a very young group. Okay, so you know who makes up Compass is really me and John Krantz are the old people. Okay, then we have Brittany, who she's got to be like 30 in her early 30s,
something like that.
Okay, Julian is like 28. Billy's like 30. Okay, so we got what happened was as time goes on, he's playing more games. He's coming up with ideas. He hasn't ever Julian and Billy have never been war gamers. That they would never play games when they were young. Okay, they used to do Call of Duty and those type of computer games, but now they're actually after in the last 3 or 4 years, they've come a long way in playing games and coming with their own ideas. So it's a different view.
But I mean, their criticism seems to be on point.
What
yes.
criticism?
Look.
Well, when they open up a game and say, "Hey, Dad, we need to add in 2 other counter sheets, this and this," that means that they went through the game. They're growing.
They're 2 years ago they couldn't do that. 3 years ago they couldn't do that. Okay, what they're doing is they really enjoy the company and really enjoy what they're doing. So when you enjoy something,
that's right.
And they're sometimes, and me and Bill will joke around, but they do. What I like is that they're like sponges. Okay, they take stuff over the course of 2 or 3 years that I have done, and then they come back and they throw it in my face when I might disagree with them now because of something. Okay, so they're learning every day, and they don't look at it. They don't look at it that they're know-it-alls. Okay, but they've come a long way in the hobby.
So Bill, when they throw it back in your face, are you the type of dad and CEO that says, "You don't know what you're talking about. You're a young little whippersnapper.
I brought you
Shut
into
up.
this world. I'll take you
Shut
out."
up and
No.
go play your PlayStation."
Dude,
Or do you actually seem to take them seriously?
Oh no, look, my whole philosophy in life, in business, okay, and that's how I set things up, okay, is okay, you hire people and you have to trust them, okay, and you have to listen to them. Okay, I let a lot of people run independently. Okay, that's how I manage. I'm not a micromanager. So I think sometimes I don't think I yell at them, okay, because I think I joke around with them. But no, I never throw it in their face. And if I do, then it's not meant, and I don't think they take it that way.
Well, Bill, with all due respect, please understand what I'm trying to say. If I had a company and I had my son or my daughter, this and this and that, I want them in the company, right? Nepotism. You understand? But then all of a sudden, Billy seems to be really critical and knowing what the hell he's talking about, which is for me would blow my mind. Was that the way you started the thing? Like, okay, Billy, I got a company, I'm going to bring you in it. Did you start it that way, or did he have a knack for it?
No, I brought him in. He didn't have a knack for it.
Yes, see?
He graduated college. He graduated college, and he said, hey, I want to know more about the business. Okay. And at that time, we weren't doing a lot. Okay. It was just, we were maybe doing 5-6 games a year at best. Okay. One was today. And so he came and wanted to do it. Okay. And then you look at Julian. Okay. That guy is, it's funny.
So tall. He's so tall.
He's a handsome man. He's a handsome man.
Oh, he's like a model. Jesus, my God.
That's his side gig.
He's a good-looking Thomas, and I don't know where he got it from.
I met him and Billy at WBC. Really nice guys.
Yeah, I don't know where he got it from, but he didn't. He got, and yeah, my brother is not very tall either. So this guy, he's got to be over 6 feet, right?
He's a handsome man, Billy. He's a handsome man.
He is. He's got that look. But
he's got the look, man.
He graduated college in accounting. Okay. And he took to production like, I'm telling you, he never did production before. Okay. He's dealing with China. He's dealing with America. Okay. Because we still do stuff in both. Okay. And he's done a great job. It's phenomenal what he's done. Okay. When I find somebody who can do what they do, I let them work independently.
No, good for you, man.
No, he does a great job. Brittany does a great job. She added a lot of, I'll tell you, we got a good team. And look, I'm nothing without the team. Okay,
Is Julian running for office? Because he could be the next JFK.
He's literally too young to run for any political office.
He could be the next JFK. All the women would vote for this guy.
I think he's too young. He doesn't meet the age requirement to be the local dog catcher.
I swear to God, I'd vote for him.
Good 2 years before he's eligible for that role.
Damn.
Yeah, no, the key is, here's what I always say. The key is keep in key positions, you put the right people. And remember, you got to make decisions that are not. I made a lot of decisions where I thought they were the right person. Okay, and I talk to them to improve them. But if they don't improve, I don't carry them. Okay, they're out the door. Okay, and I always say this. Okay, but these guys do a good job. Okay, and it's unbelievable. I am so happy where it's going.
Bill, I'd work for you any day.
I'm generally not a big fan of describing things exactly the way you did, Dan, where it's does he have a knack for it? That's you learn how to have a knack for it.
Half price, Bill. You want me? It's half price.
What is Julian's official job title, Bill?
He's a model.
Vice President, head of production.
Head of production and underwear model. That is his official job title.
Half price. Half price.
Oh my God, yeah, he is.
So I need to ask this. I was actually waiting for an opportunity. What is that on your table back there, Bill?
Where?
The game table behind you.
Oh, what I got. Okay, now this is like 1 of 5 in my house.
Right.
Okay, what I got is Silent War, Ocean of Fire. Back there, I got Third World War.
That's what I think I see.
What?
I thought I saw it. I picked out Third World War.
Yeah, and then I've got what's the game? Oh, Warriors of America, which has Quebec in it, right? I think there's a
course
up there.
Yeah,
Wars for, and then I have one of my favorites from a long time ago was Boer War from 3W. Okay, I got that set up. Not that I don't play it, I set it up and don't play it. Okay, and then in the back, I got the World War I Axis and Allies.
Which just came out not too long ago. Yeah. So we had, I don't know if you heard, but we had a convention-long game of Third World War happening at Origins in Columbus in June that we felt was very successful. Everybody liked it.
No, it's a good game.
Yeah, it's excellent. It's excellent. We loved it. It's a terrific game. We'll play it again at some point. Maybe not yet next year at Origins. We'll do something different, but it worked out very well. And I think it was announced that it had sold out like while we were playing. So you're welcome. So,
but no, that game did well.
So yeah, I think if there's a, what are you on a second printing of that now?
Yeah.
Okay, and it's a big game, right? I mean, it's no trivial task.
Third
printing. Third printing on the Third World War. Third time
we
don't.
Apparently. Yeah, we have very different. But yeah, no, that's good. We have some. Look, we have some games that sell good. Okay, we have some games. I've never lost money on a game. Okay, some do better than others, but they all have their place in Compass family.
Bill, you never lost money on a game. You just said that.
I did because I don't consider it a game.
Uh-oh.
No, let me go here for a second.
Please do.
I take it back because there's an explanation for this, and I know because I knew when I said it. It's not okay.
Sorry, Bill. Sorry.
No.
Sorry.
Okay. What happened was we tried to diversify years ago into Euro games. Okay. And we hooked up with a great guy from Germany. Okay. And this had to be 7-8 years ago. Okay. And I let Compass, everybody understands, I want to give credit. Compass was 3 people originally. Okay, back in 2005, 2006. Okay, there were 3 of us that started it. Okay, and there's a whole story to that, but I won't get into that. Okay. And then what happened was one guy left after a year, which like businesses are like getting married or dating somebody. Okay, partnerships are like that. Okay, you think things are going to work, but then they don't work. Okay, so one person left on good terms. We all came to an agreement as a partnership. One person left early on, maybe a year and a half after we did Silent War and Bitter End. Then me and my other partner, okay, were doing it for years. Okay, and then so back in 2015 or 14, I don't know when it was. Okay, we decided to try to go Euro games. Okay, we did a Euro game called Cargo Express. Okay, and that's the only game we ever lost money on.
The only one.
Only one. And that was one where I let them do I didn't want anything to do with it, meaning that was somebody else's project. And I let them run with it. Okay. And look, it happened. So yeah, but I didn't consider. So when I say we haven't lost games, we never lost games in the war game side. Okay. That was Cargo Express. Yeah, it didn't work for us.
I was going to say, I've never heard of that game, Bill. And then I looked at it on BGG and realized I've walked past it about 35 times. 3 years in a row at Compass Expo, sitting on the table there. So it was just clearly something I wasn't super interested in. I almost made that mistake with the Train Thieves game, though, and that actually, upon closer inspection, sounds very interesting.
Oh no, the Engine Thieves is a historical based game.
Yeah, Civil War.
This was a pure Euro game, and the problem with Euro game is you need to look. You need to be really. You need to market it. You need to know what you're doing in that space, and it's very competitive. And we didn't, So yeah, no. But I don't consider that. I consider that a learning experience. Okay, and we lost a little bit of money. Not much. It wasn't a bang buster.
It's the kind of game that, and I'm going based entirely on the description that you've just given us here, Bill. That it's going to be a hard sell to the people who normally would shop with Compass Games.
Correct.
Right? Because we're talking about people who buy war games or very strongly themed historical games. Euro games tend, whatever that category even means, tend to be based on the mechanics, and then you kind of put some little bows on it and call that the theme, right? And that's like in some sense that's the antithesis of what war games are about. It's going to be a real hard sell to war gamers.
Correct, but the beauty is, see, the thing about business and the thing about life is you learn from your mistakes. If you don't learn from your mistakes and you just keep repeating them, then you're an idiot.
Well, okay. Jesus, Bill, you didn't make many mistakes in this. You made one mistake. If you were on the stock market, I'd put my money on you, man. I tell you right now.
Yes, Engine Thieves was being demoed at WBC.
But here's the interesting thing. So then we got Brittany, which brings look, I'm not how should I say this? Okay, as a financial guy, okay, I like the numbers are really what has always interested me since I was a kid. Everything has to be number oriented. Now with marketing is something that you spend money on, but you can't always correlate the dollar I spent to the dollar I get.
Right.
Okay, because some direct marketing you can, but mostly marketing is just for me, intangible. Okay. So Brittany comes on board. She has a marketing background and she loves games. How good is that? Okay. And so she helps us in doing Burning Banners. Now, Burning Banners is a fantasy type game. Okay. That I thought, now that's probably one of the only games, or maybe two, that we've really done a Kickstarter for, a real Kickstarter. And people say, well, what do you mean by real Kickstarter? The Kickstarters we put up now that we run for like 12 days, like Silent War is on a Kickstarter. That's just to get more pre-orders. The game's already done in the warehouse. Okay. Right. I don't do it to fund the game. Okay. I do it to just get more pre-orders before I ship it.
It's a marketing thing.
Yes, it's a marketing thing.
Right.
So what happened was Brittany comes on board, so we do Burning Banners. Did you know we did a real Kickstarter with funding goals and stretch goals, and over 50% were new customers.
That's very interesting. Incredible. That's very interesting.
So what that did is we got some people from the fantasy world to come over to our existing, and we had some customers that wouldn't buy it from us because, again, it's a fantasy. But I think we ended up with close to 1,000 1,000 backers. Okay. And the good thing is Engine Thieves is going to go that route. So we won't have a Cargo Express issue because we're doing our marketing in that realm.
So Bill, out of those 50% newcomers, what was the amount of people that actually bought? Percentage?
No, if it was 1,000, if we had 1,000 backers, 500 would be new people.
And how many of those 500 pledged?
That's what he's saying. The whole 1,000 pledged.
Right. Yeah, 1,000 people bought it, and out of those 1,000, 50% were new customers.
Awesome.
So that went well.
So now all we got to do is get them playing the war, and we'll be all set.
Yeah, the war, I'll tell you, great game. And we did. The funny thing is, that game sold well. It sold out. Okay. but it didn't take off like we thought it would, but it did very well for us.
Mm-hmm. We played that last year at Compass Expo, and I thought it was terrific. So
yeah, the one game I thought that never got
Snyder was right there, and we hardly needed to ask him any questions at all.
I like Dawn's Early Light. I thought that was a great game, right, Bill? Okay, it's about War of 1812, which we defeated the Canadians in that.
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
Okay,
right.
But yeah, no, that did okay, but I thought it was going to do better. But you never know.
That's War of 1812. It's not a historically well-populated period for war games. There haven't really been that. There's been a decent number, but not that many, right? I mean, the market's got to be pretty small. It's not World War II East Front, right?
Yeah. So. Look, I'll tell you, World War II East Front, okay, does well, but it's not really our best-selling genre of games.
What is the best-selling genre?
I gotta say, World War I is
really,
of course,
really?
World War I. Yeah, I think right now, what's number one, Bill? Number one seller, and I think is Enemy Action Ardennes. And is our number one all-time seller.
Right.
Okay,
that can't surprise anybody.
Silent War is next. Okay, and Silent War is going to be with this new edition. It's going to take over number one spot.
It's going to sell out, Bill, before you even wake up in the morning. And you know what? The thing is that it's so bad that it sells out so fast because us late sleepers miss out, man.
Yeah, but you don't have to worry about them going out of print and having to buy them for quadruple the retail price on the largest third-party market.
How many think he's going to print? 1,000? Jesus Christ! He's going to print 5,000. It's gone. Gone.
Well, the whole, we've already covered this, right? Bill's willing to reprint stuff. You don't even have to.
Yeah, but I'm going to have to wait 10 years before the third edition, and then he's going to print another 5,000. Gone.
Yeah, well, get it while it's hot.
I'm never going to get the goddamn game.
Well, go ahead and just come down in November, Dan. We've already covered this. It's only 5 hours away.
All the games are 50% off.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Okay. And we buy pizza for everybody on one night.
And there's games and charming individuals like Mo and myself will be there. So,
and the good thing is it goes from like Wednesday night, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then we have the place for Monday, but usually people are left, and you have a few people that stay there Monday, so it's not like a 2-day convention.
Play a big beefy game. It's great.
And you know what? Excuse my ignorance, but where is it?
Connecticut.
And where's Connecticut?
It's in the United States.
Yeah.
5 hours from you. Literally, get on the highway, go south, drive 5 hours, stop out of the car, and you'll be there.
That's nothing. 5 hours, that's nothing.
Right. Canada's a big place. It's almost like going to the grocery store. So, anyway, folks, we are out of time. We're a couple minutes over. I'm going to cut us off here. So I would like to thank everybody for coming out tonight. I'd especially like to thank Bill, who's been very generous of his time tonight.
You're the best.
Being with us. We might ask Bill to come back at some point, or we might pick on Julian so you could all become very uncomfortable at his handsome, youthful presence. So
I tell you, he is.
That might, it makes some people feel very strange. I'm just saying.
We were going to have they do those poster boards.
Jesus
we were going to go to like Origins and just have a poster board of him by our
That's a fit. You should get about 10 cardboard stand-ups of Julian and just put them in various places around the convention.
I'll tell you something. There's going to be more women gamers.
That would be fantastic.
That's right. We'll auction them off.
Yeah, the stand-ups, not the women gamers. That would be
buy him we're auctioning him off.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. He goes last. You get the stand-up.
We're auctioning off.
All right, folks, before we get demonetized, I'm cutting us off. So thanks, everybody, for coming out tonight. Thanks, Bill, for joining us. Bill, stick around for a couple minutes. Everybody have a great time. We'll see you next week.
Thanks for having us.
The moose is loose. Big moose. Big. The moose is loose. Big moose.